Hey everyone, well, we are down here in our Farmers Friend tunnel. This is if you haven't seen the videos, it's a 14 by 100. Now kind of wondering if I shouldn't have bought a 16, but anyway, we got a 14. And we are replanting. Actually, we've already replanted a few tomatoes that didn't make it. These guys got sun scorched real bad. They just probably wasn't quite hardened off enough when we first planted them. And we knew that was a risk, but we had a window to get them planted, and so we planted. And then we've kind of gave them a break, just watered them and fertilized them because weather went crazy around here. We've had 2 weekends in a row with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. And if anybody knows anything about tomatoes, you know that's not a good thing at all. So now we're trying to get some more in the ground. I'm going to turn you around and let you look at Tiffany and watch what she's doing, and we'll talk about it and try to explain to you what we got. So here you can see a double row that we are planting. There's a Daniel wearing his signed autographed Chase Elliott t-shirt. And there's a Tiffany opening up her bag of tomato tone.
And wishing I had a pocket knife.
You can use your spade.
It's true.
And then you can see up through here a double row. There is our Daddy Pete's black cow manure that we have tilled into the soil. We always try to enrich this every time we do anything here. So what Tiff is going to do is she's going to put a rough measurement of fertilizer in with each tomato plant. Now, she's going to try to keep this from being direct contact with the roots of the plant. So if the plant has a lot of roots on the outside, she'll put a little bit of dirt back in the bottom of the hole. You're going to, in between, Tiff. So what we've got, in case, that's why I was just talking to Tiff, she was trying to catch her breath, and I knew what she's doing before she did. We're diagonal. So instead of planting a plant straight across from each other, which makes them closer together, we go diagonal in between two plants. And so that increases our spacing and gives us about 2 feet between plants, which is what we're shooting for in here, is 2 foot. So she just put a little bit of that tomato tone down in that hole. And you see one of her battle wounds on her wrist there. This time of year, that's what we do. We have battle wounds.
I was weeding out our asparagus this morning, which had lots and lots of Johnson grass. So the Johnson grass got me here, got me over here. Split it open pretty good there. Got there, and that's all
That Johnson grass about like a razor.
Yeah, that's bad stuff. Johnson grass and corn can cut you bad. It is dangerous.
So what she's doing is, what, as handy as it possibly is, and she's trying not to move that white rope because that's our line to where we're planting. But as handy as it is, she's trying to plant these just as deep as she can plant them. And I'm going to get Daniel to go outside. Daniel, go around that end down there and go up and close the hood on the gator because it's going to rain. So I need you to go close the hood on the gator. Go that way. All the way down and step over the rope. I sent Daniel the other way because he has that other end is very tight fit, and he had a hard time getting through there. So I'll show you another one here before we break from this video. This is going to be a several part video. We're going to tomorrow start our Florida weave on these, so I've got some more stakes to put in the ground and some stuff like that to do. But Daniel, right here, buddy. Come right by Dad. So, as you see, Tiffany put some fertilizer in there. She's going to mix that in. We'll put fertilizer through our drip irrigation on these, but that helps to continue to feed the microbes in the soil by doing what we're doing.
You can actually see the white particles in there, which is probably their calcium, which is possibly bone meal, kind of looks like. I don't know if it actually tells you specifically what it is.
But that espoma is an organic.
Yes, so that's bone, just like round up pieces of bone. But that is really good for your tomatoes because you want good calcium level so you don't have blossom end rot. You also want to like monitor your cats because when they come in here and smack at your tomatoes, then you end up with less tomatoes.
Yeah.
Cats are great for getting rid of snakes and mice, but they also like to play with things that wiggle back and forth.
We lost a couple of plants from the cats in here, but
Yeah.
but that being said, you lose a whole lot more to rabbits and voles and moles. So I'm gonna take you up here while Tiffany's planting, then I gotta get to helping. I've been putting stakes in the ground and writing tags. Me and Daniel's gonna pass here. So we're gonna show you some of the varieties that we've got planted in this high tunnel. Now we grow some greenhouse varieties in our greenhouse, our small greenhouse. But down here, we're going to grow some heirlooms under cover. And I don't think you can quite see that, but anyway, that's Cherokee Purple. So all the way down to that next stake is Cherokee Purple, which is one of our favorites. And then this is Hungarian Heart. So right here, these 5 are Hungarian Heart. And we're actually going to plant some more Hungarian Hearts because we got some plants that got a little overgrown, so they're a little bigger than we like to sell. Then here we start with Thornburn's Terracotta. There should be about 10 of those down through here. Thornburn's Terracotta is an amazing terracotta colored tomato. Here we start with Creole. So these next 10 looks like are Creole. Creole is a good flavored tomato that is great for canning. Now, right here's where our Cherokee Purple ends, and we start with Black Creme. So these next 5 are Black Creme. I love Black Creme, great tomato. It's just not quite as popular at the farmer's market. And then what Tiffany is planting is a Cherokee Carbon. The Cherokee Carbon is a newer version that is a cross between a Cherokee Purple and a Carbon tomato. The Carbon is a sport of Cherokee Purple. It's smoother and doesn't crack as much as Cherokee Purple and tends to have way less of the green shoulder that Cherokee Purple has. A lot of people, you'll get them at the farmer's market, people that think they know what tomatoes are, and they will say, and I'm no expert, folks, but I've been growing Cherokee Purple for a long time, but they'll see those Cherokee Purples laying on the table with the green shoulders, and they'll say, well, you picked that one a bit early, didn't you? Well, Karen, if you want to think about it for a second before you open your mouth, Cherokee Purple is prone to green shoulders. And under certain growing conditions, they'll even be worse than normal. So it's just part of a Cherokee Purple. I slice off the top of the tomato and don't eat it. Carbon has far less of those green shoulders than Cherokee Purple does. So this Cherokee Carbon is supposed to be a better version of both of those tomatoes. So my first year growing this particular tomato, so we're going to find out what we think about it. I have invested a lot into it. We're putting 20 here, and there'll be about another 20 that goes into the field. So here we start with Tiffany's possible second favorite tomato, and this is a Corday Boo. We got 5 of them here, and as you can see, these are really healthy, strong looking plants. They're really loving this heat in this greenhouse, even though we've had some cold nights. This is how we've dealt with keeping the frost off and the freezing temperatures out, and it has worked very well. We put it on its lowest setting, and one propane tank will make it through the night and still be burning the next morning. So that works out very well. Ideally, we'd like to not heat at all, but when you got temperatures that's dropping into the 20s and into the low 30s, we don't want to lose the crop. So that's our Corday booze. And then after we go past the Corday booze, we go into mortgage lifter. Now we're going to plant some more mortgage lifters too. Mortgage lifter is an amazing 1 to 2 pound tomato. They are just awesome tasting beefsteak style tomato. Now you'll see right here, this tomato's coming back. This is one of the ones that got heat scorched real bad, and it just wasn't ready for the weather that we had. But you can see here we got some really fresh new leaves coming up on it. So this thing looks like it's going to make it. So we're just going to leave it alone. And then here we move into hillbilly potato leaf. If you've never eaten a hillbilly potato leaf, you have really missed an amazing tomato. Now, if you don't know what a potato leaf is, let me show you the difference. So right here on this variety, you'll see a regular style tomato. See the serrated leaves and how small they kind of are. So a potato leaf variety has leaves that look like a potato. So see here? Here's a little smaller version of it. But those are potato style. So, all right. I'm gonna stop this and help Tiff. Okay, me and Tiffany, see, Tiffany, are finishing up the high tunnel tomatoes. The next step after the high tunnel tomatoes will be to get the peppers in. We're going to do a roll of hot peppers down this left side. Sorry, got that backwards. A roll of sweet peppers down this left side and a roll of hot peppers down that right side where our lazy Charlie is laying at the moment. So, but that's not going to be done today. We got orders to get out. We got so much stuff to do that just can't be done. But we're trying to get the tomatoes finished up. So we're down to rolling out this last roll of drip irrigation. Tiffany has got most of the drip buried already. We don't have no fancy anything to bury it with. We do it by hand. So
you can buy a wheel hoe from Haas Tools that has got a really awesome one on it, but we don't have another $400 to spend right now.
Yep, so right now we're burying it by hand. Next year maybe that'll be a possibility. So we'll move you around and let you watch what we're doing here. We work this pretty simple. I will hand this to off to Tiffany, and she will pull the tape, not the end, and I will just hold this in my hands, and she'll make her way down through there, keeping it fairly close to the plants so we can get this drip going on these. As soon as we get back up to the house, we'll turn this on. And yeah, drip tape layer would make it easier. And you can do this one person, because I have. I've done this by myself. You just rig something up to hold this, hoe handle, whatever you want to do it. So Tiffany will start burying, and I'll take you all down here and let you see how I poke the hole in the drip.
A lot less dirt under your fingernails.
We have to think thin thoughts when we pass. Now, when these tomatoes get up to full size, we won't be passing down through here no more. There won't be room to squeeze in. So, and we know that. All right, I'm gonna get you down here. Okay, so This is the piece that goes into the header line. This is the header line right here. And then we want our green stripes up. That means the drippers will be up. Let's see if I can show you. Right there, that little slit, that's the dripper. So I will just take this, wipe off my tubing a little bit. Don't want that dirt in it. Doing this a little bit backwards because I want you all to see. And then you'll hear this pop in. If it don't pop, something's wrong. So that's how that works. And then Tiffany is just simply taking the trowel and digging a little ditch and then covering over.
And making sure I keep our little earthworms happy while I do it.
Yeah, we have, show them, Tiffany. We have a lot of earthworms here because we have never sprayed on this farm or used chemicals. We did actually use a chemical fertilizer the first year about 15 years ago, but never since. It's all been organic. And some people will tell you that if you till, you'll kill all the earthworms. You come out here at night and check out our farm, I beg to differ with you that tilling kills the earthworms. Now, we do not till like some places do, but we do till. I mean, we absolutely till. Now, Tiffany's trying to keep that close to the tomato plants so that we don't get it out in the aisle where we're walking. Because you don't want to puncture your drip tape, and you want to know where it's at. That way you don't tear it with your hoe. So it'll be real important when we come through here for us to make sure our hoe only catches the surface. We can't go digging around the tomato plants. If we go digging, we're going to puncture the drip tape. Now, we amend our soil every year. We put cow manure into it and fertilizers into it. So I guess I need to show you guys the new varieties of tomatoes that we have planted today. I can't remember where we stopped yesterday. So let's see. So we'll just start over on this row here. So here we started with a striped German. So a striped German is a large beefsteak type tomato. It's orange with reddish pink stripes through it. It's a real good, thick, meaty tomato. Kind of comparable to hillbilly potato leaf and some of those. Here we have the old classic green zebra. So we got two of them in the ground. The green varieties don't sell as well for us, but we do still like to grow them. So there's green zebra. Now green zebra really shines on a burger or even a BLT or something like that, folks. That's where that tomato stands out. And here we have Aunt Ruby's German green. Now this is a solid green tomato instead of a striped green tomato like the green zebra. So the Aunt Ruby's German green is a solid green. It ripens to a pale green. And then here's the Cherokee green. This is a new one for us, so I don't have any answers on this yet. We will find out. It's got a lot of bragging points if you look at it online. So here's the Black Beauty. A Black Beauty is a must grow for us on the farm. This is the world's darkest tomato. If I'm not mistaken, that was bred by Brad Gates, wasn't it, Tiffany, at Wild Boar Farms? That's what I thought. Here's Black Brandywine. This is a really dark purple / black Brandywine type tomato. And you will see the potato leaves on that. It's a potato leaf variety. Brandywines vary. I may even have one down here that's not potato leaf. You get a lot that are not potato leaf in the same batch. So, but anyway, that's a nice, large, juicy, really meaty tomato. And this is, according to Tiffany and my family, most of my family, a must grow on the farm, and it's an Amana orange. My family thinks that it's the greatest tomato that's ever been invented.
It is candy sweet, humongous, big, orange, and it just can't be beat. Low acidity. So if you're a big acidity lover on tomatoes, it won't work for you.
And here's orange oxheart. Similar tomato, not quite as sweet.
It's a bit meatier.
Yep, and it's meatier. It makes a good paste tomato, like a Hungarian heart or a red oxheart.
Makes a very
pink oxheart
sauce.
And that was an orange oxheart. And I'm going to butcher this name, Dr. Witchies. That's a lighter colored tomato. It is definitely not my favorite, but the people that love it absolutely love it. And it is a good tomato. I don't turn my nose up at it. But if there's a orange oxheart and a Dr. Witchies laying on the counter and an Amana orange, the Dr. Witchies will not be the one that I eat. But it is good. Paul Robeson. It's a little bit darker. Tiffany, you want to give us some descriptions on the Paul Robeson?
It has a little bit of a smoky flavor. It's not Cherokee purple smoky. It's not a large tomato. It's more like a medium sized, but a darker red color. Real pretty.
So there you go, from the expert. And here we have a white tomasol. So this is your classic white tomato. They're a bit different. If you've never had one, you ought to try one. If you don't like a traditional tomato, try a white one, because they're definitely different. And here we start with some little orange icicles. These guys hopefully will make us some nice little salad tomatoes. They're icicles. They get, 3-4 inches long. And we've got some over here on the other side. We have some black icicles planted. And Tiffany's going to finish that roll off with orange icicles down there. And this next section right here, all of them over there in that row are Hungarian heart. I just talked to you about that. That's a really thick tomato, meaty, that's low on juice. Not low, but lower on juice. Makes a great sandwich tomato, or makes a great sauce tomato. Now here we're moving into mortgage lifters. Mortgage lifter has a great story. I'm not going to get all the details right, but the gentleman that, where the name came from, gentleman took this tomato and supposedly sold it to pay the mortgage that he owed, that he was behind on. I think he was out of work at the time. So anyway.
Big old red beefsteak.
Yeah, nice big beefsteak. Really good. I love a mortgage lifter. And let's see. I think, yep, them are German pinks. Nice big pink beefsteak tomato. If you like a pink beefsteak, you won't go wrong for German pink. It is a potato leaf variety, so that makes it a little more challenging to grow. So if you're not up for a little bit of a challenge, it might not be for you. There is easier tomatoes to grow than it and pink brandywine and some of those. And then our final variety in this tunnel. I already showed you this one. I just planted more of them. This is Thornburn's terracotta. We needed a few extra tomatoes, so we put 3 6 of them in, 6 more of them on top of the 5 I think we already had. So there we are. You'll see Tiffany's not helper down here before we close the video. Charlie likes to lay right in the way.
Or climb on
And he's
your
going
lap
to break
while
a
you're
tomato
trying
plant
to
right
work.
now.
Hey, ow.
So Charlie's being a troublemaker. All right, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We're going to do Florida weave in here, but we will do that on a separate video. Make this video too long. We got to get down here sometime this week and start our Florida weave, because I've got some plants that are getting way too big not to be on the Florida weave. So we're going to do Florida weave here, and then our greenhouse we do a trellis system. So we'll show you that also when we're getting ready to start trellising the tomatoes up there. So if you haven't liked and subscribed, now's the time to do it. You go right down there, you click on it, you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, you go to our channel, subscribe to it, and then you hit that notification icon. All of those will get you our latest videos, and it'll really help us out in building our channel so that we can bring more of this material to people that need to know how to grow their own food, or just need to know some tricks about growing their own food, or maybe you just want to watch how your food is grown. That's what we do this for. So, hey, y'all have a wonderful evening. Take care.